Okay, good afternoon. I'm going to do one more reading. Um, I don't know, I'm just in this energy. So I'm going to use my Les Vampires deck because I feel like this is like a rebirth. This is something coming back from the past. Let's see. Transmission, spreading of conditions, influence, impact, right? So I'm thinking that there is information being transferred. I feel like me being in this loving energy frequency is causing a huge impact. It's made to influence the people around me, right? Burnt by the sun, my ambition, right, is what is causing this reach. There's an extension of this impact. I feel like this is widespread. This is like pandemic or love-demic energy, right? Because it's spreading. It's the stronger that I get, yeah, and it's exciting. It's an adventure. The stronger I get, the higher my frequency. It's like it reaches more people, right? It has a more powerful impact. It has a more a greater influence, right? And then it's like, yeah, because it's the compassion, it's the kindness, it's the empathy in what it is that I want to do and how I want to live my everyday life, right? Yeah, it's like compassion with people dealing with struggles and always wanting to improve. And I feel like because I have overcome this with nothing but passion and kindness, like everybody, it's making a huge impact. It's a global impact. It's spreading conditions where people want to improve themselves. They want to overcome their personal struggles, right? And this is like something miraculous, otherworldly, because it's never happened before, right? So yeah, this is super dope. Yeah, it's like just overcoming your flaws and embracing the mistakes that you feel like you've had, right? I feel like it is excitement, it's an adventure. It's like you have to dare yourself to go through this, right? Because you don't know what's coming through the other side. You don't know how. Okay. You don't know what to expect, or at least I didn't, right? I didn't know where this would take me, but I feel like it's bringing in this sense of faith, right? Having to have faith in who you are, having faith in your compassion and your kindness, and wanting to improve and overcome your personal challenges, right? And it's like because you're getting ready to start touching people and coming out and speaking, like it's going to be a huge transmission, right? And I feel like it's going to show the flaws, it's going to show the contradictions in religion, right? This was my sacrifice. Like, I feel like I was a sacrifice, and now I am here to make the offer, right? Totally cool. 4 on the clock. With this spread, I feel like the stronger I get in knowing who I am, the more confident I get, the higher the frequency, the further my reach, right? And it's because I'm excited about this. Like, do you know the repercussions that could come with this type of energy, with this type of change? Like, I don't know. This is calling out a lot of people, calling out a lot of BS. This is like the violet flame. So the violet flame, okay, because I get that confused with the crystal keys. It's it's only 52, which is 7, right? We're talking about spiritual. But the violet flame is literally like the passion, what's ignited within you, right? That's what I'm getting. It's like what drives you. Your psychic, it's still a psychic toolkit, right? It's recentering practices, deepening your energetic awareness, healthy energetic boundaries, protection, removing trauma, maintaining a high vibration, right? That's this transmission, right? Being able to receive knowledge, receive information, receive whatever is needed from the divine so that you can stay in this high vibration, rebalancing after times of raised frequency, right? Because you can't always stay in the raised. I feel like you do have to kind of balance it out at some point, right? And that's part of living in the moment, right? We can't always live in spirit, but we can always live in love. You know, it's like also being able to see the reality that you live in, right? It's like having that vision, having that discernment, right? The portal keeper, right? Burnt by the sun. I had a dream that I was sitting in front of the sun, right? And during that time, I know that I was gaining information, right? I feel like it may have even been fueling my ambition to do this, right? So when I look up the portal keeper, unique gateways to metaphysical experiences, psychic ability, raising your vibration, expanded consciousness, right? Multidimensional awareness, right? Being able to move in between the higher realms and the reality, the 3D world, right? It's like the violet flame is what can keep you balanced. It is also what maintains your frequency or your vibration, right? So I feel like as the portal keeper, being able to move between realms, you need the violet flame energy in order to stay grounded, in order to stay balanced, right? Yeah, so it's like you surrender to the adventure, you surrender to the call, right? And it's you did it with this level of excitement, right? Just like ready to take on the world. Like I feel like I'm getting like I can't picture the movie, but what I'm feeling is like, you know, there's this poor guy who's just been sitting in this um life, right? Just going through the routines of life. And then all of a sudden there's like this stranger that comes into town and is like offering this great adventure. And it's like, yes, I'm going. It's me. I'm the one. Pick me, right? That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. And you just surrendered and you went on without even knowing the consequences. You just took the adventure on, right? Then I get starseed elemental for compassion, right? I am the starseed of compassion, of kindness, of nurturing, right? That is what's in my DNA. That is who I am. That is what I'm here to share with the world, right? And as this starseed elemental, I am the portal keeper, and I do have this psychic toolkit, right? The violet flame to keep me balanced, to help me do my job, to help me do what I am supposed to do, to help me fulfill this purpose, right? Yeah, with this lumen essence, right? Internal struggle, personal challenges, wanting to improve just comes from self-love, right? And it's like you have to be compassionate with yourself. You have to stay balanced and raise your vibration. You have to surrender to the cause, right? You have to surrender to your journey in order to heal and overcome those intuitive or those internal struggles, right? Yeah, because this is supernatural. This is something that's never been done before, right? Ether, like, is the clean slate, starting something new, something otherworldly. Again, being in an energy or vibration that's never been seen, creating and doing something that's never been done. We've always made changes trying to rebel and trying to have peaceful protests and trying to riot, but truly the rebellion, the protest is to heal, to work on yourself, to sit with yourself and overcome your own internal struggles and try to be the best version of yourself. And with that energy, it will spread, it will be transmitted to others, and it's going to start a clean slate without even causing an uprising, without causing, notice. And it's kind of like a sneak attack type of energy, right? And taking these flaws and mistakes and this transgression and transforming it, right? Transforming it into love and compassion, and using it to fuel, oh my God, I just right, using it to fuel with this root chakra, the fire, your confidence, to fuel who you are, right? Trusting in yourself, having confidence in yourself, having this unwavering faith within yourself. But in order to do that, we have to remove the idea that we are flawed. We have to remove the ideas that we make mistakes. We're not making mistakes. We're learning. We're evolving. We're taking chances and making decisions to see if they benefit us or if they don't. It's not a mistake. It's a lesson. It's learning. It's a seed that has been planted, and it's up to you on how you water it, or if you leave it behind, or if you nurture it into something that's going to create roots, right? How are you rooted? How are you allowing these flaws, these contradictions, these mistakes, these eternal struggles to root within you, right? Grounding within you. We have to transmit them. We have to transform them. And with that, we open ourselves up to get information, right? Religion, rules, commandments from Mount Shasta. I feel like we're getting a new set of rules, otherworldly ether, starting something new, transformation, this toolkit, these psychic abilities that is going to bring in this confidence, this trust. They're coming from the origins, right? And it's bringing in endless opportunities, right? Because you chose to let go. You chose to make the ultimate sacrifice. Oh, so dope, so dope, so dope. I'm going to use my Citadel deck. Of course, I feel like right now I'm in school. I'm learning. I'm gaining knowledge and information that is going to benefit me, my family, the collective, the world, right? It's really dope energy, and I love this. I love that this is me. All right, so the brawler. Lack of empathy and confrontation, but what I'm getting is that, right, it's spreading conditions. You have the toolkits to change that, to transmit that, but I also feel like you're willing to go to war for it, right? You're willing to brawl for it, right? Not that you have a lack of empathy, but it's because you're moving more in a compassionate energy, right? I feel like you are full of empathy. I also feel like this toolkit is going to give you the strength to confront, to have these confrontations, to be willing to scrap, right? To be willing to stand up for what you believe. Yeah, and then with this, it is going to continue to spread, right? It's going to be a transmission. Other people are going to stand up for what they believe, right? And it's not for having lack of empathy, but it's because you know the importance of what you're standing up for, what you're willing to fight for. The Archer, right? I feel like as the portal keeper, you don't have to plan. I feel like there is no need to bide time. You're exactly where you need to be. Everything is happening where it's supposed to. You don't have to worry or focus on what's happening in the future or what's happening in the past, because you understand that everything is happening right now. What's most important is what's happening in the moment, right? In this time, in the present moment. And it's like, how are you confronting each moment, right? You don't have to confront in an angry energy. You can confront each moment with love and compassion. And that way you're in the energy of receiving love and compassion, right? You surrendered. You're no longer in this energy of stubbornness, right? You're being flexible. right? You're confronting, but you're holding fast. You're not flexible about what you're fighting for. I feel like you're not going, it's kind of like, excuse me, it's like surrendering to the divine, but not, how am I getting this? It's like you're stubborn because you're not willing to change what you stand for, right? But you also understand that you have surrendered to the divine, that you're going with the flow of the universe, but you're stubborn to mankind. You're stubborn to the matrix. It's like you're inflexible. You're not going to break your roots, your foundation, what you have to the core, but yet you are in flow with the divine, right? I feel like we're no longer running from our problems as the star seed elemental and being in this compassionate energy. We are facing our problems, right? We are confronting our problems head on with love and compassion. But I feel like we are also revealing a lot of secrets that have been kept from us, right? That have been put in our minds and in front of us in order to, or what have been hidden from us in order to keep us controlled, to keep us in a specific energy, right? And it's like we didn't have to love. We have to forget everything that we've been taught as the scholar and just embrace love, research self love, get a new understanding of self love, right? I feel like at one point we were taught that loving ourselves is very selfish, right? Or taking care of yourself first is very selfish, but we have to change how we think about that, right? We have to understand that a lot of our air quotes mistakes are coming from false information, false knowledge that has been programmed into us. We have been asleep, right? We now have this awareness of this new beginning, right? I feel like we have been asleep though to the otherworldly, to the supernatural, and now we are waking up. Now we are reflecting what we are learning, right? So if we're learning about self-love and we're learning about empathy and kindness, then we are also going to reflect that, right? Because when we were learning about struggle and we were learning about selfishness, that is what we were reflecting. So now we are awakening, we are aware of what we were taught and what we were conditioned to believe, and now we are changing that, we are transmuting that, right? Because now we are in the energy of creating something new, right? We are creating a new canvas with this transformation of energy. We are creating something new. We are being productive within ourselves rather being productive outside of ourselves. And I think that's been a huge part of the conditioning, a huge part of the lessons that we need to learn, is that we don't need to change the world outside of ourselves. We need to change the world inside, and then it will reflect outside. So what happens inside will change outside automatically. And I feel like a lot of us were starting with trying to change the world outside, having the protests, having the riots, standing for something, doing the boycotts, when in actuality we need to protest within, we need to boycott within, we need to riot within and get ourselves right within. And I feel like that's that Lauryn Hill song, right? How you gonna win when you ain't right within, right? She was saying that a long time ago, and I think that went over a lot of our heads, right? So now we're no longer working outside of ourselves. We have to have this trust and unwavering faith about doing teamwork within ourselves, within spirit, right? It's like quieting the outside world, not worrying about building relationships outside of ourselves, but building the relationship within ourselves, being rooted and being grounded within ourselves. And then it comes out loyalty, right? Being loyal to ourselves, being chained to ourselves, making promises to ourselves that we are going to keep. And I feel like with these rules and these commandments coming from the origins traditions coming from our ancestors. It's bringing in a sense of loyalty, understanding who we should be loyal to, who we should make promises to, who we should be chained to. And I feel like we are now taking command of our own lives, right? And we are willing to confront those people who are not in the same energy, right? It's time to explore. There's endless opportunities. We've made the sacrifice. We're letting go of those things that no longer work for us. And now it's time for us to explore this new life, explore this new way of being, exploring our true, authentic selves, right? Oh, this is so dope. This is amazing. So now I'm going to use my the Sacred Web deck, which I love this deck. Now, I was going to say, you know what? We spend so much money on these decks, and I got this deck, I think, for like $15, and the quality of the deck is unmatched. But then I looked at this is a $40 deck that I got for $15. Amazing. And I absolutely love it. And I was thinking it's probably because it's an older deck, right? It's been out for a while, but still the quality of the deck is unmatched. The boxing, the book, the details, it's a beautiful deck, right? So the first card I got out was the Nine of Wands. This is perseverance, right? We've persevered. I believe that that's what the Nine of Wands, because that came out in another reading. So let me see. I'm trying to learn. No, it's resilience. I'm sorry, not perseverance, but resilience. I rest assured in the resilience of my heart and find strength in this gracious beauty. I think the Seven of Wands is perseverance. But yeah, being resilient, right? Being able to know how to balance and how to control our own selves, right? And being resilient and standing up for what it is that we believe in, because we have the tools, we have the knowledge. 22:22 on the clock, right? And being this portal keeper, being in touch with the sun. I'm telling you, I had the dream about the sun, and then the sun comes out. Ambition, extension, reach, burnt by the sun, right? Not planning ahead, not abiding time, just going with the moments and having this sense of happiness. And if I'm not mistaken, the sun in this particular deck is talking about rebirth. Yes, the rebirth, right? So getting connected with source, being reborn with source, with the authenticity, with the truth, right? And then we have the Ten of Cups, right? Surrendering to your happiness and not wavering in your happiness, right? Surrendering to the universe to bring in this sense of happiness, but not, willing to bend to jeopardize your happiness. It is, I think, what I'm looking for. It's like, we are going to surrender to the divine, to source, because source is love. Yeah, but being this blessing, I am the blessing from spirit, here to give thanks for the beauty in this world, right? Gratitude, right? Surrendering to the divine because you understand your purpose, but not willing to neglect who you are for the purpose of anyone else. Being resilient, being rebirthed in this resilient energy because you understand that you are a blessing and you are receiving blessings, right? Because you chose to surrender. You chose to take on this adventure, and here are your rewards. But yet you are the reward for the world. You are the prize. You are the gift, because now you have this infinite wisdom. You are the teacher, okay, with this kindness. You are the teacher of compassion. You are the starseed elemental here to teach, to teach the secrets, to teach how to face our problems and not run away. But you also learning the knowledge that you're here to share, right? And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. And if I'm not mistaken, the Nine of Pentacles is abundance. Your self-love, the amount of self-love you have, is the abundance that you have in your life. Yes, the abundance. When I take time to appreciate all the little graces, I begin to experience a life that is full of abundance, because you have self-love, because you're wanting to improve who you are. You wanted to research and investigate who you are, and because you've done that, you have an abundance. You have an abundance of wisdom. You have an abundance of blessings coming in, because you are abundance. You're walking abundance. You're walking wisdom. You're walking resilience. You are the blessing, right? You are rebirth. You are source. You have to understand, yes, we might separate, everything, but we are all connected, right? We are all source. We are a manifestation of source. Right? Source can't come down here and do what needs to be done. So we are that manifestation to do exactly what needs to be done, right? So then we have the Ace of Swords, which is wisdom, which is truth, which is victory, right? So when I go to the Ace of Swords, it is discernment, right? Having the discernment to see past the awakening, being aware, seeing your own reflection, right? Seeing otherworldly and miraculous things. My capacity for discernment lifts me up and into new, more liberating ways of thinking, right? Having the knowledge and the wisdom, you're thinking past anything that you've ever thought of, something otherworldly, something unspeakable, right? Something that's never been spoken of, something that we have not been aware of. But your wisdom and the way that you think is giving you the sense of resilience to bring in this abundance, or to be able to see that your abundance lies within, that your abundance lies with becoming the best version of yourself. That is where your currency is, right? And through this transformation, we become, oh my gosh, the cosmic self. The sacred cosmic self. Through this learning, through this transmuting or transforming our flaws and painting and creating something different, creating something never been seen before, otherworldly, we are able to rejoice knowing that I am the blessing, I am the sacred light, matching with the Ten of Cups, which says that you are the blessing. Just make sure. I'm going to go back to it. Blessing. I am a blessing from spirit. The sacred cosmic self says, I am the blessing. Do you see where I'm getting at, right? Just being in touch with yourself, going through your healing, going through your own journey, so that you are this blessing. You are the reflection with temperance here. No, I'm sorry, this isn't temperance. This is the hangman, but it's called reflection, right? With the root chakra, with trust, unwavering confidence, being grounded and centered, no longer working outside of you, but working inside of you, being the reflection of the light and the dark. So when we look at this hangman energy, it is reflection. It's also talking about being considerate, consideration. With consideration for all that arises, I make space for transformative healing. It doesn't matter what comes. If it's a good thing or which we consider a bad thing, use it as a reflection. Use it to transform. Use it to evolve and healing. And that's the basis of your wisdom, right? There's an infinite amount of wisdom, which means that there's an infinite amount of abundance. And then the last card is opening yourself up for a channel, right? With this Hermit, being a channel, receiving information and knowledge from the origins, from the other world, right? Being loyal and committing to your promises, because now you are in this Hermit energy and you have become a channel. You have insight, invitation. You're inviting knowledge. You're inviting information. I make myself an open channel, an invitation for communication with the spirit. And I'm going to go back to Mount Shasta, which is number 37. And it says, your origins to seeds that make you what and who you are, star beings, sacred power places, unexplained mystical phenomena, intuitive messages and downloads, dreams and visions. I am that channel. I am the blessing. I am in my sacred self, right? And then we have, oh my gosh, we're closing it out with the Wheel of Fortune. And when we look at the Wheel of Fortune, it says purpose. I pause and root myself in my truth before I turn the wheel toward a life filled with purpose. So I had to pause. I had to stop, right? Had to have faith. I had to root myself. That's where we started, the root chakra, with truth and wisdom, right? Self-love, Ace of Swords, truth, knowledge, rebirth, being the portal keeper, being the violet flame, and transforming, right? Turning this wheel, becoming myself so that I can find my purpose. Again, I pause and root myself in my truth before I turn the wheel toward a life filled with purpose. Find out who you are in order to find out your purpose. There are endless opportunities in this sacrifice. 31:33 on the clock. I am posting this reading. I hope that this helps you, because this is my journey and I am here. I am the channel. I am the messenger. I have made the sacrifice. I have done the work. I have explored, and now I'm getting ready to explore a new life, a whole new way of being. And I'm here for it. I'm so, so excited. I love you. If you get this message, listen to it, feel it, embrace it. I love you. I love this for me. I love me. I am source. I am the elemental frequency.